Hey guys, Tim here from Boogie Snail Mastering. Hope you're having a very great day. Today I continue covering common sonic quality problems you may encounter in audio mastering. Harshness caused by excessive high frequencies can quickly ruin any mix. So that is why it's so important to learn how to control harshness during the mastering stage. So I split this topic into two videos. In this first one, I will speak about harshness and where it can come from. And in the second video, I will give you a few techniques how reduce harshness in audio master. So let's dive in. My personal opinion on this very harshness problem and where it can come from is based on the knowledge I got while studying at the Mastering Academy. So harshness can come from aliasing. This problem appears more in mixing than in mastering. Now I will try to prove it. Just open your ears and try to figure out how you will use this information in your workflow. So I am in WaveLab and let me open sine wave. And I'm using this sine wave by Melda. And let's see how it looks like in my metering, which is Penguin. So as you can see, we have a rich overtone structure. So this is not a super clean sine wave, but it is much cleaner than many other sine waves you can find in the market. What I have done to clean it up a little bit, I have added matte orange EQ. Let me show you. Here it is. And this is how it looks like after cleaning. So again, it's not super clean, but it is clean enough to work with it. Now I will run my sine wave through a stock compressor. Okay, I will close this one and stock compressor. And as you see on a meter Penguin, we have increased response in the problematic area below 2K. Here we have plus 6 dB higher response, and here we have even plus 7 dB. Further, I'm going to continue the whole thing and I'm adding a stock EQ. Let me show you this one. I will close the compressor and open the stock EQ. So this is one key sine wave, and I reduce the lower frequencies completely, and the rest is basically untouched. So let's see how it looks like on a meter. And we can see that this section increases distortion here in this unpleasant harshness area. And the most problematic area is between 2.5 and 4K. And on the low end, we see even this DC offset we do not definitely want to have in our signal chain. So, and why is this happening? Where well, it is because every process you do, you're in your DAW, which is not 100% down minus 144 dB in terms of THD plus N, which is total harmonic distortion plus noise, creates non-linearities. Every compressor creates non-linearities. Almost all EQs create non-linearities. You will have same response with the logic compressors and EQs, and same with stock Pro Tools and Studio One and Cubase, etc. What is required to avoid that? So, and where does it come from? And the answer, it comes from aliasing. Aliasing is basically when non-linearities higher than Nyquist, and the Nyquist is half of the used sample frequency. So these aliased frequencies would enter into the chain and thus would be misinterpreted by inability of digital audio to interpret frequencies here higher than Nyquist correctly. So aliased frequencies are misinterpretation of frequencies higher than Nyquist. So let me show you some graph. So, and this is kind of a sweep of the analog source of sine wave. Here we have lower frequencies, which getting higher and higher and higher, and somewhere here, this H right here, we are crossing the Nyquist. So, and this would be a digital result, because at the beginning it reflects perfectly, and somewhere here it starts to get wrong, and here it is well, basically lower not only in level but also in amplitude and frequencies. So this frequency is different to this one, and this one to this one, and these ones are even higher than the original analog ones. It is because digital world can interpret components higher than Nyquist. So further, let me close this graph, and I will open Plugin Doctor, and in Plugin Doctor I will choose this max bass stereo effect by Waves. Okay, here it is. So, and as you see on the frequency response, it looks quite perfect. So but what we also can see that it doesn't work with oversampling, because oversampling doesn't make any sense if a plugin doesn't have anti-aliasing filter. So it should be here. So if it had an anti-aliasing filter, we would see it here. And well, I will show you an anti-aliasing filter in a minute. So this is basically the, let's see, the phase response. But the most interesting thing we can see in the harmonic analysis, right here. And we can see this beautiful sine wave. And this is crazy THD plus N created by this plugin. So, and as you can see, it creates a sheet almost to 100 dB. And I haven't started doing something with the plugin. And when I start, let's see, and when I start just pushing it further, so we start getting nasty frequencies here. So this is because this noise doesn't stop here. All of a sudden at 22K it goes further, and all the components which are going further cannot be reflected. These they would be mirrored back into the area we actually hear in this area. So, and the interesting thing is that the majority of aliased frequencies appear somewhere between 1.5 and 4K area. And this is definitely harshness. Because of this harshness, your mix or master sounds nasty. So, and the point is that this is just a sine wave. And in fact, it does not exist in the natural world. It is an artificial thing. In this case, for example, incoming vocal or other instruments would have so much complexity that we have more noise, and thus we have more aliasing. Well, it is just the way to display and take measure and demo that. Let me get rid of this plugin and open another one. One second, and let's open this matte blue EQ. And I will show you things with the help of this blue EQ, because we can toggle off and on this oversampling. And oversampling comes with anti-aliasing filter in order to avoid aliased effects. So you see, I just on a frequency. So, and here you can see this anti-aliasing filter. And as soon as I activate oversampling, we see this filter. So here we do not have, so if I just switch to phase, so here we do not have a phase response, so to say, which means it is a linear filter. And more than 90% of anti-aliasing filters are linear phase. If we go to harmonic analysis, you can see that THD plus N of this EQ are very low. It is far lower than well, it is almost minus 175 dB. And for example, the border edge of 24 bits somewhere here at this level, which is something around minus 150 dB. And as you can see, it is really nothing. So, and let me activate this band, well, somewhere in this harshness area, like this. And we can see we do not have any aliasing coming back. And if I switch oversampling off, so we all of a sudden we can see some stuff mirrored back here, as you can see. And it is still low, maybe minus 165 something dB. So, and nobody would hear that. So thus you can see that this anti-aliasing filter avoids the creation of artifacts. So this is how you can detect if a plugin has an anti-aliasing filter or not, and how problematic the total harmonic distortion plus noise could be. So in analog world we do not have this trouble, because the phenomenon of aliasing is unknown, and high frequency components would be magically disappearing and eaten and digested by analog gear. The energy would be eaten by the analog, say, tape machine or saturator or compressor, etc. In analog world we never have problems with aliasing. But for digital tools, technically, to avoid aliasing is to apply oversampling in conjunction with anti-aliasing filter. So many good plugin manufacturers such as UART, FabFilter, Isotope, and some others know that they need to work with oversampling and anti-aliasing filters to create good sounding digital tools. At the same time, many plugin manufacturers develop digital tools which create non-linearities. So it could be a tape simulator or any kind of a distortion or transformer or saturation or EQ or dynamic tools. And if you are mastering a project and you throw 6, 8 tools which create non-linearities, you will have an increasing mass of aliasing frequencies, and thus you will have harshness in your mixes and masters. So, well, now you know how to test and check your digital plugins. Please make sure you use tools which allow you can get no aliasing. Just don't work with such tools. So basically I would think that more than 90% of all those stock plugins would cause aliasing. And it's not guaranteed that you buy plugins for money which do not cause aliasing. Test and check them first. So this way you will have a less problem with harshness, and you will have less digital sounding master. So aliasing is the biggest point which distinguishes digital audio from analog audio. And this is how to avoid sounding digital when you work digital. So that's about it for this topic. I would very much appreciate, guys, if you subscribe and hit the notification bell to support my channel. So I would be very happy to help you with your masters. My contact details in the video description. Have a very nice day, and see you next time.